So shout out to Cinedome. I'm gonna put it at the top, but this is Quentin Tarantino on the struggle to become a writer and a film director, and I love this quote that Anand Surya Murthy. I don't know if I got the name right. Things work out when you stop asking permission and take destiny in your own hands, which if you find some of my old reaction or the recent reaction videos, but old at this point from this point, that I've been saying that. I've been saying that in the beginning, so I like that. I like to start off with that quote if that's a real quote by him. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sending out a lot of love. I don't even think I said that in my last video, but let's hop into this because I just recently watched Pulp Fiction, so it's cool like I recommended this. So yeah, Quentin Tarantino. Pulp Fiction was awesome, man. It really was.
Wow, you've had such success and it's just been so overnight and whatever. Whatever success I've got has come after like 8 years of just nothing working out as trying to get a job in films.
What didn't work out?
Well, what happened basically was I ended up working for like 3 years on this movie, and this was going to be my feature, and I was financing it from working at a video store. After like about 3 years, I ended up like starting processing some of the footage and starting seeing exactly what I had. And guess what?
What?
I did not have at
had
all
no
what I
movie.
thought I had. All right, it was.
How
really,
was it different?
It was amateurish.
And I had spent like 6 years trying to get other films off the ground with me as a director. You know, I had written basically 2 other scripts before this and had written them and tried to get them going, raised limited partnership money, and it just never happened. Spent like 4 years on one, nothing to show for it. 2 years on another, nothing to show for it.
No one was interested in my stuff at all. Right after I wrote True Romance, which is the first script I ever wrote, they sent it into William Morris, and then the coverage was just brutal. I mean, it was just ripped it apart. Finally, I met a really good buddy of mine. His name is Scotty Spiegel, and he wrote Evil Dead 2. And he was, involved with horror films and, low-budget horror films and stuff. And so all of his friends started calling up and saying, "Hey, Scotty, will you do like a rewrite on my stuff?" And he was like, "Well, I can't. I'm busy. But, I have a friend of mine named Quentin. Maybe you should give him a call." So then all of a sudden, I started getting like paid like $4,000 to do, a little dialogue polish on somebody's thing, and then I got paid $6,000.
Cool.
And then I got paid
Good for him.
$10,000 to do something like that.
See, I'm being that reactor sitting here watching, but I'm just listening to his story because it's awesome. I love hearing things like this. And I think the music's a little bit louder than his voice, but let me see right now. But I love stuff like this. I love it because it's making me think. I'm looking at spots in my own story of what I'm building. I've had a lot of success. I've got a lot of great supporters on this YouTube channel, but it's been definitely a grind to build this and faith because I'm not in it for the money. So I'm like in it for the passion. And I assume 100% that's what he's in it for too. He's working at a video store doing this, so.
Well, fuck, I made $10,000 a year working minimum wage. So, for the first time, I was actually making a living as a writer.
Nice.
One of those
Good for
guys that
him.
I met along those way was a director who had worked with the company Cinedome, and he really liked True Romance.
I was selling True Romance. I was going to get like $30,000, and I'd never had $30,000 in my life. I was a minimum wage kid. I was only like making like $150 a week at a video store, Video Archives in Manhattan Beach. So that was the kind of plan. Well, I finally got some money, then I'll shoot on 16 millimeter, this thing that I can shoot in in a muffler shop or something, which was Reservoir Dogs. Then I showed it to the guy who ended up becoming my partner on the film, Lawrence Bender. And he read it, and he was like, "Quentin, this is a pretty good script. I mean, we could actually get real money and make a real movie." And I was like, "Nah, man, I've been hearing that for years. No one's going to give me money to make a movie. I haven't done shit. It's just not going to work out. It's just not going to work out. I don't buy it. Now that I've actually got some money in my hand, I'm going to do it this way and take it on the film festival circuit." And then he was like, "Okay, I'll tell you what. How about this? Just give me 3 months. If at the end of 3 months I can't get some interest to make it like a real movie, then okay, then I'll help you and we'll make the little home movie version." So I gave me $100.
So what he did, I'm assuming he went off on promotion. He was just out there.
I gave him an option for 3 months. And in 3 months, we got somebody who was interested in doing it. That would have given us $600,000. And then we ended up making a deal with Live Entertainment, and they gave us $1.3 million to make the movie. I kept waiting for it all to kind of fall apart. At some point, this movie that's going to happen is going to fall apart. Either it's it all falls through, or the company changes their mind, or I get fired while I'm doing it, and that's the end of that. And then I had, like, at a certain point, I realized, well, they're not going to fire me because the actors really love me. The actors wouldn't allow them to fire me. The actors would walk. Up until 91, up until I did Reservoir Dogs, any luck that I had was either no luck or bad luck. Everything was always just a big build-up to a horrible letdown. And then all of a sudden, just as bad as everything went up until that time was as good as it went for the next 6 or 7 years. So, you know, they say, pendulum swings both ways. Well, eventually, after almost my 20s, all of a sudden the pendulum started swinging the other way, and everything worked out. It was kind of amazing.
You know, how it got going, I think it was just I had the bravado that I could make this movie anyway. I couldn't have made it for 30,000. I had 30,000. I could have made it that way. So I didn't have to compromise. I didn't have to take any steps backwards. I had bravado when I walked into people's office. And when they look at the script, well, we don't like this, and can you change the third act, and can you put a lady in it, all that stuff. I was like, well, I can't. This is the movie I want to make, and I can make it over here this way, so thank you very much, but no thank you. And this is the way I want to work. When I write something, it's like, boom.
Oh my gosh, man, I love that he said that, bro. I feel like there's not a lot of people like that, and that's what makes people like Quentin Tarantino different, bro. Like, that mindset right there is exactly the thing that I carry with me from the beginning of my channel, Like, I've been grateful for certain YouTubers who would come and gave me tips, but it's like, I'm over here, I want to do it this way. I want to do it and feel what it feels like to experience it this way. Like, that's the human experience. You come to experience, and I like that he stuck to his guns on what he wanted to experience. They were like, can you change this? Can you change that? And he was like, well, no, if I can make it over there like this, thank you, have a nice day. And I feel the same. I feel definitely the same. And I've felt so much more successful doing it the way that I would like.
This is it. If you want to make this, this is it. There'll be no changes. This is the movie I'm going to make. If you like this, then we should make it. If you don't like this, then I'll go with somebody else who does. That kind of thought process, that kind of bravado actually helped the movie get made. When you stop asking permission and start just taking destiny in your own hands, things kind of fall into place like that.
Oh, it was his quote at the end. I love how they wrapped that up with a quote. That is fucking awesome. That was awesome. What's the channel again? Yeah, shout out to Cinedome. Shout out to them. And shout out to Quentin Tarantino. Dope. His story's dope. Like, that's exactly this mindset. This mindset's just dope, man. I'm telling you. I find it funny because it's like the whole, I always say this saying, and I think I'm never gonna stop saying it, but it just makes me think about what me and my girlfriend were talking about yesterday. And I think if you're gonna have strong opinions or facts about anything, it better be about your life. Seriously. Like, when it comes to what you want to experience and what you want to do, like, they should be strong if your happiness is in question. Like, happiness comes from within, so it's, if you're deciding stuff or not making changes to personally fuel that happiness, if you're someone who can't just wake up and choose to be happy, if you need things to happen in the external that help you kind of build up that internal, which is kind of really difficult because it's like the whole money won't buy you happiness sort of thing, but you got to start moving with a mindset like this. If you don't take destiny in your own hands, like, that's why it's funny to hear him say it, because I've been saying it I was thinking of a unique intro to say in the beginning of my videos, not necessarily unique, but unique to just out of the spectrum of what you hear from everybody, but something that still involves what I believe in. I can't do something I don't believe in. Boom, his mindset. So when I started saying that, it felt like really good to say take destiny in your own hands, but all I added to it was while not stepping on others, and look at all roads lead to home. It's the same mindset of people who became greats. I just like to see that I'm on that, and it's just like, I like to also remind and stay humble and be like, it's you too, it's in you too. So yeah. All right, much love, Moonlight. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.